Welcome to the Positive Impact Podcast, where we dive into the world of movers, shakers, and changemakers, creating a positive impact on the world. This is your host, Alexandra Black-Pollock, and together we're going to tackle real issues, discovering how we can make the world a better place. Earlier this week, we had the incredible opportunity to sit down with Stephanie Burns of Chic CEO and learn about her great platform that is helping empower women to start their own companies. To really drive home the impact that Chic CEO has made on so many entrepreneurs, both women and men all across the country, we're going to sit down with Ana from TAGit, who is championing a brand new startup app, which is a social registry for discovering and buying products from your favorite TV shows. She's an ambitious woman who's redefining what a traditional CEO looks like. So how did you discover Chic CEO?
Very randomly, actually. Very much like I was trying to find the shoes on TV by Googling research words or words that would help me in my research. I quit my corporate job, and this was in the last day of May. So on April 1st, 2012, I wake up to no alarm because I had to be in the office at 6 o'clock in every morning. But here I was awake at 6 o'clock in the morning, no alarm, thinking, okay, I said I quit my job because I was going to start a company. Now I have to start a company. Where do I begin? So I remember I was just Googling keywords, and it must have been a combination of how to be a CEO and how to incorporate yourself, how to start a company. And then I was looking for resources in San Diego, and I came across Chic CEO, and it was like somebody was answering all of my prayers, thoughts, and wishes, because there was a website that was dedicated to a female audience, or to women who were looking for resources in starting their own company.
And you're going to start a business. You find Chic CEO. What questions did they answer for you?
I believe it was my exact question: how to incorporate yourself, what forms are needed. I mean, the tabs that they had in their website at that time were very specific to what I was looking for. And at that time, I wasn't incorporated. And I knew that that was one of the things that I needed to do to be the CEO of a company. And that was there. So you work with an attorney who's going to complete these forms and submit them for you. So now I knew, when I spoke to a small business attorney, that instead of saying, hey, I want to start a company, what do? I was going to be very specific and say, hey, I want to start a company. I think an LLC may make sense for me because here's what I read, and these are the forms that I need. What do you think?
Man, talking about an empowering position to go in and say, I know what I'm doing. Can you just guide me?
Exactly. And Chic CEO did just that for me, not just with incorporating myself, but in helping find other resources and other opportunities in my community in San Diego that could help me grow and learn as a professional.
Wow, what a testimonial. I love it. So can you tell us a little bit about where TAGit is today?
Yes, TAGit is in a very exciting place. And I was actually sharing with a friend earlier today that although I envisioned it and I dreamt about it, you read all the statistics and all of the reports and all of the articles about how cool it is to be an entrepreneur, but also how difficult it is to actually make it as an entrepreneur. And we had another very defining moment for TAGit about 2 weeks ago. We were honored with receiving an award from the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and it was the Technology Entrepreneurship Award. And we were sponsored to attend their national convention out in Houston. And this is a convention that is attended by executive vice presidents and senior vice presidents of big corporations, some of which were dream partnerships for TAGit a month ago, and now they're potential actual partnerships that we're negotiating deals with. So as a media company, if we want to connect TV viewers to TV content, we need a partner in media. So meeting Comcast and NBC Universal out in Houston opened doors of communication between those two big executive companies and TAGit as a tech startup.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thank you, thank you. It's definitely exciting. But Macy's was another one of the companies that was there. And to be on that stage in front of thousands of people and having somebody else say, this is TAGit, this is what TAGit does, and then having people approach our company afterwards, I was like, oh, wow, I love you guys. I didn't know you loved me too.
Oh, that really is a testament to that you created a resource for a need. And if you have both consumers and the actual companies and these partnerships coming to you, I mean, it speaks volumes to what you've created.
It speaks volumes, yes. And it's been a lot easier to raise money. It's been a lot easier to approach our very early investors and say, hey, look, we're not the only crazy ones here. There are other people out there who think just as crazy or have just as crazy of an idea as we do, and they believe this is going to happen.
You gotta love it when somebody comes and validates your baby.
Yes, or my insanity, however you want to look at it.
I think synonymous.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned earlier kind of the struggles of being an entrepreneur. And one of the things that Stephanie and I touched on is one of the reasons that Chic CEO was created is that women have different struggles. And it's not just that this advice on how to start a business wasn't out there in general, but it also wasn't addressing some of the issues that women had. Were there certain challenges that you feel might have been more specific to being a woman, or did you not find that the case?
I absolutely find that the case. And I have to start out by saying my first career was in finance, a very male-dominated industry where oftentimes, maybe about 95% of the time, people saw me as my business partner's secretary rather than his business partner. And, in the beginning, it would really hurt my feelings like, well, I'm not his secretary. We're actually equals and we're both doing the same amount of work for you. But, there's a relationship that you have to maintain in a professional level. And so with time, I just became more conditioned to accept hearing that. And because at the end of the day, our pay structure was the same and our opportunities within the firm were the same, I guess I convinced myself that it was better to put up with the client's assumptions rather than my ego checking theirs. However, when I came off on my own and I'm no longer a part of this huge institution, I started taking it very personally when people would make comments like, you won that competition because of the dress you're wearing, or you pitch very well, but can you really run a company? And I couldn't help but think, okay, are these things that my male counterparts or my male entrepreneur friends are also facing? Or is this just me? But like I said in an interview a few months ago, whether it's in finance or entrepreneurship or any other industry that is male dominated, yes, women have different challenges, but it's just that. It is a challenge and an opportunity for us women to really define what that workspace or what that industry should be for us. It becomes more of a, what do you call it? Survival of the fittest rather than this sucks. How do I make it better? And how do I not let this happen again?
Really powerful shaping there. And I have to admit, I'm just floored that you received comments such as, you won that competition because of the dress you were wearing.
There are so many examples. These are more of the PG examples.
That makes my skin crawl.
It is. Look, you have to sit there and, like I said, be as professional as you can be about it. And I think about that specific example, the most daunting part was that his wife was standing right next to him as he said this, So he says this, and I'm looking at her like, no comment, no feedback, no standing up for what he just said, and nope, just a blank stare. And I answered it, and I said, "Well, I thank you for the compliment, but I guarantee you that it was my ability to communicate clearly and convince people that this is a great idea and a great business that won the competition more so than my dress." But yes, comments like that are absolutely made.
I admire your response because that was a very strong response to what I would personally struggle with immensely.
And look, internally, I was saying things that were not so nice, but that was the response I had to give at that moment.
One of the things you brought up earlier was once you started your own company, really altering the culture. And that was something that Stephanie really touched on earlier, was when women aren't able to find the culture that fits basically what this new workforce looks like, they're going out and championing their own culture.
Yes.
So can you bring to life what your culture looks like and specific differences that you see between the culture at TAGit and the culture at your last corporate job?
So the culture at TAGit really becomes about who is going to get the job done. Here is a list of items that need to get done to have this company move forward and grow. Who is it going to be? It doesn't matter what title you have. It doesn't matter what experience you come with. What really matters to me and to the people that help me make the hiring decisions is attitude. Do you have the right attitude? Are you thinking you want to be a part of something that's going to grow and be successful? Or are you thinking, I want a job and a paycheck? Because they are two very different types of attitudes. And that's the culture that I didn't see in my professional past.
I really love what you just said because it had nothing to do with whether you were a man or a woman.
It has nothing to do with you're a man or a woman or what the color of your skin is or what you've chosen to let your body look like. It's just a matter of what you want to do and if you're willing to do it or not.
Well, Anna, I am just so excited about this new culture that you're creating, how you're really redefining not just what company culture looks like, but what a CEO looks like.
I appreciate that. Outside of the conversation that you and I are having right now, I've never really put a lot of thought into it, but that's just the way I would want to be treated.
I hope you were empowered by Anna's story today. I know I was, especially when she talked about all the challenges that she overcame. If you are out there and you don't know how to start your own company and you just don't know where to begin, please take advantage of Chic CEO's resources. As Stephanie mentioned earlier this week, they're designed both for men and women. Anna's story represents one similar to so many different entrepreneurs out there. Everyone needs help to get going, and Chic CEO can be the resources for you. If you want to learn more about Anna and Get TAGit, head on over to gettagit.com, find them at Twitter at gettagit, or download them from the App Store. If you want to catch up on all the resources from today's episode, go to our show notes page at positiveimpactpodcast.com/episode 2.5. And if you're looking for a little bit of positivity to integrate into your life every single day, join us on our Facebook community. This free community is filled with other like-minded individuals who just want to see the world become a better place. That URL is facebook.com/groups/positiveimpactcommunity. Until next time, keep doing your part to make the world a better place.